Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pandu Sjahrir. I'm from Indonesia, and thank you for having me today. Today, I'll tell a story about Indonesia and the EV ecosystem in Indonesia. If none of you know, Indonesia is one of the largest countries in the world, 278 million population. It's also part of the G20, and this year we are hosting the G20 next month in Bali. We are today have one of the largest abundance of natural resources and soon to be part of the G7 in the next 7 years. We are the largest Muslim nation, if some of you know, some of you may not know, and we are also have the youngest population. And if you look at Indonesia, the last 10 years, we are probably one of the fastest growing economy in the world. Some of you are investors, many of you are investors. Indonesia is probably one of the best performing stock market in the world, and our currency is one of the best performing. And if you look at internet economy, a lot of technologists have presented today. We are today probably the top 4 internet economy in the world. And in this conference, we talk a lot about technology, we talk a lot about energy. What I want to present to you today is where both technology and energy collide and combine. If you look at Indonesia today, electric vehicle will be one of the largest industry in Indonesia and potentially in the world. If you look at the nickel, we have the largest nickel reserve in the world. And soon, in the next 5 to 7 years, we will be the top 3 EV industry in the world. These are the following milestones that have happened the last 24 months. There's a lot of regulation that is happening today, essentially deregulation, that are focusing on investment into the country, especially in terms of focusing on going from upstream all the way to downstream, moving from nickel to battery into application in the electric vehicle. This is probably one of the highest agenda in our national economic agenda. In our G20 next 2 weeks from now, we'll be announcing quite a bit of initiatives that will be focusing on EV. It's still relatively very new. If you talk about electric vehicle in Indonesia, this is probably a 1-year-old industry, but will be growing extremely fast in the next 6 to 7 years. The government has stated by 2030, half of the cars and motorcycle will be in the form of electric vehicle. We have a business, we call it Electrum, where it's an electric two-wheeler, where we collaborate directly with Gojek, and we're focusing on battery swap. At the end, I'll show you a video of what we do. This is the business. Goto, our partner, is the largest technology company in Southeast Asia, focusing on food delivery, on fintech, and logistics. It also has one of the largest e-commerce companies in Indonesia. If you look at the ecosystem, what we're doing today, we're working with a company called Gogoro, which is the leading company in battery swap. We're working with an Indonesian company called Gesit that is owned by the state-owned enterprise. And we are also working with Pertamina, which is similar to your Saudi Aramco today, to focus on distribution. This is the energy solution that we are going to provide in the next few years. We're going to work with mobile phone, with a smart battery and a battery swap station, and it will be storing data. All of the battery that we have in all of the motorcycle will have IoTs. We can track data. Essentially, by having all the motorcycle, and what we are doing is converting all of the Goto motorcycle, and there's about 2.5 million of them, there will be a smart data system. And this is what we're trying to match. These are the biggest issue today, the lack of infrastructure the lack of product and price match. And these are the key focus for us the next 12 to 18 months. This is the key. Battery is the backbone of the entire EV ecosystem. We'll own it and manage it. It'll be safe, it'll be smart, programmable, and it supports all range, from the lowest end to the highest end. It will also have a cost efficiency. We will have a recycling component out of it. And lastly, backwards product compatibility. And this is very important to have a very safe standard for battery. And in terms of Electrum, it has to be adaptable and driven by battery swapping network. We will create the biggest battery swap network in all of Indonesia, with our key focus being in Jakarta. This is the user application aggregator. We're working closely with Goto to develop it. Today, if you come to Jakarta, you can order motorcycle that is EV, which is our motorcycle. So you can use it to drive yourself, to drive your food, or to go from one point to another. We will focus to provide immediate target ecosystem. This is what we're doing. We're going from EV design manufacturing, EV sales, battery swap infrastructure, and also after sales and finances. It also support the insurance part of it, as well as the battery recycling and packaging. So it's an entire ecosystem we're doing. Lastly, because we don't have much time, the best thing to do when you have an audience like this and everybody's gonna go to dinner soon is to provide you with a video. Maybe we can have the sound up.
Where I live. It is filled with seas, forests, valleys, and fields. Cities are standing tall in its beauty. I want and believe everything will be preserved until the day I grow up.
This EV is today, we just announced it last week, to be the official motorcycle of both the B20 and G20 coming up in Bali this November.
Keep pushing. Working hand in hand to do the good things, preserving the earth and the environment I live in. Channeling positive energies, delivering a huge vision from Indonesia to everyone across the world. And this is just their first step to let me and my friends secure a beautiful future, so we can achieve our dreams and to help Indonesia progress.
So this is the video for the B20 and G20. Thank you everyone, and hopefully the next 5 years, we are able to provide Electrum for all of Jakarta and also West Java, which is similar population of all of Saudi Arabia. So thank you everyone for the kind attention, and hopefully we will see you soon. Thank you.